Hi there, guys. Luis from Vintage Action. I hope you guys are all well. And today, guys, I'll be talking you about Under Siege from 1992, this cult classic starring Steven Seagal, Tommy Lee Jones, Gary Busey, directed by the legendary Andrew Davis, that directed Code of Silence with Chuck Norris, Above the Law, the first Steven Seagal movie. He directed this one the following year. He directed The Fugitive with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones as well, so legendary actor. And Harrow put this one for the first time ever on 4K, Under Siege. And this is the first Steven Seagal movie being released on 4K, because until now we had many of the Seagal's movies like being released on DVD and even like Blu-ray, most of them by Warner Brothers, especially the ones from the 90s. But we never had like Steven Seagal's like 4K movie from Steven Seagal. So this is the first time we got like Seagal in 4K, and this looks amazing. It was a great release by Harrow. I got this one like Saturday. I watched it Saturday night. I watched the special features yesterday, and I'm doing the review today. And amazing release. And I hope now that Harrow had that agreement with Warner Brothers. They've been releasing a lot of the movies from Warner Brothers, and most of the Seagal movies, especially his best movies were released by Warner Brothers, right? So I guess after this one, and I guess this one is being quite successful. There's a lot of people in terms of sales, a lot of people like a big hype, a lot of people buying, talking about this one. So I hope this opens the door to Above the Law, Hard to Kill, Out for Justice, On Deadly Ground. Basically, most of the big Seagal's movies from the 90s, apart from Mark for Death, that is a Fox movie, so Disney owns that one. So this one is like huge movie, and when it comes to Seagal's, this was the most successful when it comes to the box office by far. This one was like a big success worldwide when it comes to Seagal's. For a lot of people, his best movie, and I understand why people say that, because if you see the budget to this one, the director, the cast, the all the special effects, everything involved on the production of this movie, and the final result that in the end is the box office that speaks louder than words, right? So this one was by far the most successful movie when it comes to Seagal's in the box office, and with a great cast with Tommy Lee Jones, Gary Busey, Erika Elenak, but is it this the best Seagal's movie? I mean, guys, don't get me wrong. I love like Seagal, especially the late 80s, beginning of the 90s. I mean, he only did a movie in the 80s. It was like Above the Law. It was his first movie. But then the early Seagal, it's amazing. And obviously, this one is one of his best movies. I love Under Siege, obviously, but for me, I'll put like Out for Justice on top. That's by far my favorite, like Seagal's movie. Like Hard to Kill, Mark for Death, probably Out for Justice and Mark for Death are my two favorites when it comes to Seagal. Above the Law, his first movie, obviously, Hard to Kill, and Under Siege, basically his first five movies. And literally, I can say to you guys, if you say what's your five favorites when it comes to Seagal top five, yeah, it's his first five movies. Out for Justice, Mark for Death, Hard to Kill, Above the Law, and Under Siege. After that, I mean, I like Under Siege 2 as well. It's a good movie. A lot of people say, oh, it's not as good as the first one, but it's a good movie. It was still successful. I like Under Siege 2. I like The Glimmer Man from '96. After that, The Patriot and the Fire Down Below, was what the Critical Decision, the one with Kurt Russell, Executive Decision, right? For me, not as great. And then beginning of 2000s, you have Exit Wounds with DMX. Michael Jai White is on that one. I liked Exit Wounds, Half Past Dead with Ja Rule. Then he started doing a lot of movies with rappers, beginning of the 2000s. But, Seagal's after 2003, 2004, let's say for me, the top Seagal is like from his first movie, Above the Law, 87, 88, until like, let's say, Glimmerman. And Exit Wounds is a good movie. I like Exit Wounds, Half Past Dead from 2002. But is the prime Seagal is like from his first movie, Above the Law, until, let's say, Glimmerman, right? So On Deadly Ground is not my favorite movie. He directed that one. You have a great cast. You have Michael Caine on Deadly Ground as well. But the first 5 movies, amazing. And of course, this one is included on that one. Even this movie, a lot of people know that this was nominated for 2 Oscars. The special effects, the music. I mean, the special effects are amazing. This is an amazing, amazing movie. And obviously, Seagal, like, he got lucky as well in this one because he got like Tommy Lee Jones, that is an amazing actor, and you have Gary Busey as well playing the 2 bad guys. Obviously, Tommy Lee Jones was the main villain on this movie, and you have like Gary Busey, the bad guy, but the main one was like Tommy Lee Jones, right? And the screen time, even that's true. Like Andy Davis, the director, he said Tommy Lee Jones had more screen time than Seagal's. And Seagal is the main actor of this one. But if you watch the entire movie, it's 1 hour, 35 minutes? And if you count the time that Tommy Lee Jones is in the movie and Steven Seagal, Tommy Lee Jones has more screen time than Steven Seagal. And obviously that helped like the movie, that helped like Seagal performance as well. Seagal always had like good actors. The first movie, Above the Law, Henry Silva is a great villain. And then you have like Hard to Kill. William Sadler is and Kelly LeBrock is in Hard to Kill. Above the Law, you Out for Justice. You have William Forsythe that he plays like a great villain as well. You have like Mark for Dead. You have like his sidekick Keith David, and Basil Wallace plays a great bad guy. So you always had like good villains, good actors. You have Sharon Stone in Above the Law as well, the first movie. You always had like good actors, good directors directing the movies, and good actors as well in the movies. So that always help like to elevate the movies, right? And again, guys, I was a big Seagal fan growing up, especially beginning of the 90s, the top Seagal. And I love Van Damme, I love Chuck Norris, and all those like guys, martial arts. That's why I started training martial arts and lifting weights later. So Prime Seagal was amazing, and this one is no exception. And I'm super happy that Hero Video put this one on 4K. And I sure hope that Above the Law, Hard to Kill, Out for Justice, The Glimmerman, Under Siege 2 is a movie that I do like as well, a great cast as well. So I hope Hero will release all those like movies. Even Exit Wounds is another Warner movie. Half Past Dead is from Sony, so they won't be releasing that one. But the Prime Seagal, apart from Mark for Death, that is from Fox. So if someone is going to put that one, probably Disney, right? So probably they won't like license that to anyone. So that's great news. So finally, we had so many movies from Van Damme on 4K, Universal Soldier, Kickboxer, Bloodsport, Hard Target. But incredible that only in beginning of 26, it's the first time you guys have like we have like a Steven Seagal like 4K release. And this is a great 4K and a lot of nice special features. I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. The special features. It's a nice like slip cover. I'm happy they put the original artwork. This is legendary. When it comes to these movies from late 80s, beginning of the 90s, people like the original artwork, and you can't go wrong with the original poster artwork for Under Siege. And obviously, you have like an alternative, like new artwork, as you can see here by Hero. It's a really good, uh, cool artwork, as you can see. This one is not like the chunky box usually from Hero. I would have loved if they would have put like a chunky box, but it's still cool. And then you have like always like a booklet, and you have here like advertisement too. As you can see here, like a card from Salem's Lot. And obviously, this is really cool, the booklet. The only thing I think they missed, even though it's not a chunky box, they could have put like a poster like they did with Cobra. Cobra is also just a standard case and a standard like slip, right? But they had like a poster. And I would love that, like would have loved that, like a poster reversible artwork, but they just included like the booklet. It's a cool booklet. Actually, you can see the content. It's a nice booklet, so it's cool to have pictures, cast and crew, and then you have a lot of information about the movie. As you can see here, you have pictures as well, information, Gary Busey here, and then you have like you can see here Erika Eleniak as well. As you can see here, like Damien Chapa, the guy that he was kind of unknown. Then he ended up like doing Street Fighter 2 years after this one. As you can see here, it's a lot of pictures. And then you have here like Tommy Lee Jones, legendary Tommy Lee Jones. And you have every person that is killed in the movie by minute. So they put here, as you can see here, and the man next to you, everyone who dies in Under Siege. Yeah, basically everyone who dies on Under Siege, and you have here like minute by minute everyone that died in the movie. That's cool. I've never seen anything like this in a booklet before. So basically everyone that died, and you have like every single person that dies in a movie, and they have here like every single minute to each one. And yeah, basically, and then here you have the about the presentation. Under Siege has been restored by Hero Films, and it is presented in its original aspect ratio of 185 with stereo and Dolby Atmos audio mixes. The original 35 millimeters camera negative was scanned, blah blah. The film was restored in 4K. All materials sourced for this new master were made available by Warner Brothers. So, and they talk about the restoration, and you have Seagal here with the Hero logo. Again, great release. I cannot complain. I hope like Above the Law, Hard to Kill, Out for Justice, The Glimmer Man, Under Siege 2. I was surprised they didn't release like a double bill like with Under Siege 2, but maybe they were like just testing to see if this one was going to be successful, because again, the Seagal movies were never released on 4K before. Warner Brothers released like packs, like with 4 or 5 movies in one pack, and individual releases to Blu-rays a long time ago. But probably didn't know. They didn't know if this one was going to be like successful or not. So they said, let us just put like Under Siege. That was his most successful movie when it comes to the box office. Obviously, for a lot of people, his best movie was Above the Law. For a lot of people, was Out for Justice. For a lot of people, was like Hard to Kill. For a lot of people, was Marked for Death. But the reality is, in terms of box office, this was by far his most successful movie. So they put this most successful movie as his first 4K release. And then probably if this one like did well, if they sell a lot of these like 4Ks, and again, this has a Blu-ray as well. If you guys don't have a 4K player, you have just a Blu-ray player, there is an option. You can buy this one, exactly the same like packaging, the same booklet, same everything, but instead of the 4K is the Blu-ray, but it comes with the 4K transfer, so the Blu-ray will look amazing. So I don't have the Blu-ray to compare, because when it comes to Seagal, I literally had all his movies until the beginning of 2000s on DVD back in Portugal. I have every single movie on DVD, and I never actually upgrade to Blu-ray. And now that this one was released on 4K, I'm going to wait. That probably Harrow will release most of his movies from Warner on 4K, and I'll get the 4K. So I cannot compare this 4K with the previous Blu-ray from Warner, because I don't get that. I didn't get that Blu-ray, but the 4K looks great. Dolby Vision, HDR10. So that's always great. I'm going to show you just some clip so you guys can see the picture quality. And again, as you can see here, and the sound is amazing. As you can see, Dolby Audio, Dolby Atmos as well. 2.0 Atmos and English subtitles as always. And again, I have my sound bar, the subwoofer as well. And this one looks the sound amazing. The movie's like filmed in the battleship. This one was filmed in Alabama. So this one looks great. Let me just tell you about the special features. You have like a new commentary with director Andrew Davis and writer G.F. Lawton. I didn't listen to the audio commentary. I didn't have time for that. I watched every single special features. And basically you have, I'm on the boat with a bomb, a new interview with director Andrew Davis recorded exclusively for Hero Video in 25. It talks about the movie. And again, it talks about it was like hard to work with Seagal on this one, because Seagal was a little bit arrogant, because they worked before. And Andrew Davis is the guy that directed like the first Seagal movie. But at the time, Seagal was no one. It was his first movie. But between Above the Law and basically Under Siege, Seagal became huge, became a big star with his like 4 movies before Under Siege. And then Andrew Davis says that he was a little bit arrogant, a little bit hard to work, because he wanted to have control over everything. But in the end, it ended up to work well, because, like he said, you had Tommy Lee Jones, you have Gary Busey, all the actors around, all the special effects guys. So everything worked well in the end. And he said good things about Tommy Lee Jones with good things about Gary Busey. But when it comes to Seagal, he said it was a little bit different compared to when he met him in Above the Law. That was the first movie that, he became too big, and he wanted to have control over everything. But it's a really nice interview. It's 20-something minutes, where he talks about that. He talks about, after this one, he directed The Fugitive. He worked again alongside with Warner Brothers. So it's a great interview. And then a new interview with actresses like Erika Eleniak, recorded exclusively for our Video 25. And of course, that scene is like a legendary, the cake scene, right? So I don't need to say anything about that scene, right? Because everyone knows that movie, especially growing up, if you were like a teenager watching that scene. And she was like famous from Baywatch at the time. That's a legendary, on top of being a great movie, action, thriller, suspense, and everything. That scene was like the ice on the cake, basically, right? It was a great scene. And basically, this is a 13 minutes interview with her, where he talks about shooting the movie, that she was young, that initially she was not supposed to be naked on that scene that we saw it, right? That she was not supposed to be naked, but in the end, she ended up filming that scene, that she didn't have a close relationship with Seagal. It was more professional, but outside the filming, she didn't have like a close relationship with Seagal. Said all good things about Emily Jones, about Gary Busey, about the director, but about Seagal, said she didn't talk much with him, apart from when they were filming. Outside the filming, they didn't have like a close relationship or anything. And then you have a new interview with actor Damien Chapa, recorded exclusively for Hero Video in 25. Again, 20 something minutes interview where he talks actually good things about Seagal. Say Seagal was the real guy, he was the real deal, it was super nice to him. That was one, he didn't know him, he wanted to meet him, and once they went to his trailer and Seagal cooked food for him and for someone else, that Seagal was like a really nice guy, that some people have that idea, that perception that Seagal is like arrogant, but in this case, he said that Seagal was always super nice to him, and it is the real deal because he said he worked with Van Damme, obviously in Street Fighter. He worked with Chuck Norris, but all three nice guys and great martial artists. And he said like Seagal taught him some moves, right? So he could use in the movie and everything. But for him, because he worked with Van Damme and Chuck Norris, but for him, Seagal is the real deal. Obviously, it's his opinion. He said like Andrew Davis was an amazing director, that he was super young, that after this movie he got a lot of like offers for roles like Street Fighter and others. Obviously, it was great to work with Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey. And overall, it was a great experience for him because it was a young actor and he got a lot of opportunities after this movie as well. And then you have this one, a new interview with visual effects supervisor William Mesa, recorded exclusively for Hero Video. And again, this is like 28 minutes where he talks about all the special visual effects, special effects that they were praised at the time, and they were nominated. That they got a nomination for an Oscar and everything. So that's why this movie works so well, because you have like Seagal and Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey, Andrew Davis, the guy that experienced, we directed Code of Silence and Above the Law, and he did a great job with this movie. The special effect guy, so everything worked well. I mean, and the film being filmed in that like battleship, it was like really great. So in the end, this is like really good. Like when it comes to the special features, the only thing missing, I think, it was an interview with Steven Seagal. Because apart from him, obviously, you wouldn't get like Gary Busey or Tommy Lee Jones to come back and talk about the movie. But it will be cool to have like Steven Seagal talking about like this movie. But apart from that, you have like a new commentary interview with Andrew Davis, Eric Eleniak, Damien Chapa, the visual effects guy. So a lot of new special features, and you have the trailer. Let me just play here. Like the movie, the 4K looks great, Dolby Vision, HDR. I mean, there are better 4Ks, yeah, but there are worse, yeah. But when it comes to Hero Video, you can always expect like good quality, like legit, like restorations, and so the picture quality is great, and the sound looks amazing actually. If you have like a sound bar, a subwoofer, like this is great, as you can see here, the 4K, and this is crisp. And again, I didn't have the Blu-ray, I cannot compare it. Probably I watched this one before online on Prime or Netflix or something a few years ago, and I mean the HD transfer looked great, but this one that was like done by Hero, obviously the restoration, the new 4K scan, as you can see here, I mean the picture quality is amazing. Let me just fast forward this. You guys can see a few more scenes. Here you can see Gary Busey. And again, you can see the colors, it's crisp. I mean, but you still have that grain intact. So you have that feeling that you're watching like a movie from the 90s. That looks amazing. Again, look at that detail. Looks really great. You can see here like Seagal, and I'll stop it here. I mean, the picture quality is like amazing. I'll say what, 9 out of 10, really good, solid like transfer, but something you would expect from Hero Video when they did a brand new 4K restoration of the film, not just a scan. They actually did like a restoration and they scan it and they restore the movie. So solid restoration, and yeah, super happy to have this one finally on 4K. The first Steven Seagal movie being released on 4K, Under Siege from 1992. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think about Under Siege from 92. If this one was one of your favorites growing up as well. Comment down below. Your opinion is always important to me. Hit that like button. If you guys, if you're first time watching my channel, basically what I do on this channel, I do reviews, unboxings, especially of these cult classics from the 80s and the 90s, especially action martial art movies, and obviously I had to review, unbox this cult classic from 92. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think. If it's your first time watching my channel, subscribe, follow me on YouTube, hit that like button, comment down below, let me know what you think about Under Siege, about Steven Seagal. Let me know if you got this 4K as well. Yeah, guys, as always, I'll be here with you guys reviewing and unboxing these cult classics from the 80s and the 90s. And I hope you guys have a lovely week. Keep strong.